Alright, so first I want to start by saying Kalalal Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of James Create the Stone. Salutation to Akim out there present truth and sincerity, the hopeful elect, Shalom. This is the brother Kanan from James, Jamaica, here with a quick lesson or update. And this lesson is basically an update on basically the COVID-19 situation. So here in Jamaica, the update is that yes, Jamaica has received their first dosage of vaccines. Persons have been taking the vaccines. Persons are also reporting mild symptoms for the first day, and that's day one. All right, so you're now hearing what is taking place, and you just need to stay put, keep watching what is taking place, so you can have understanding of what is really coming. All right. Now, also, there are reports basically going out asking about work members if they are willing to take the vaccine, yes or no. They want to basically have an idea, because I'm not sure if maybe they want to know how much vaccine they should bring in at a time, because they're not able to contain a lot of vaccine um, at once. So they want to do it piece by piece. So they are targeting the private sector, or the government sector, sorry, the civil servants, police, nurses, um, elderly persons also, and basically teachers. And I mean, reports are that they're asking these people if they will take it or not. Also, they're paying elderly persons $10,000 in Jamaica, basically that's 10,000 Jamaican dollars. If they take the vaccine, if you're elderly and you take the vaccine, they will be giving you 10,000 Jamaican dollars. Well, some people licky, some people will do what they need to do for whatever benefits. You're all you're old enough to make your own choices. Yes, that's what I'm gonna say on that. Now, yes, the update basically, another update is basically Texas. Today is the 11th. So yesterday, Texas basically um, they removed. Let me just read it. They removed some of the restrictions that were basically placed in the COVID-19 um, laws. Basically, are basically requirements. You know what I mean? Texas basically remove some of these restrictions and basically giving persons the right or freedom to do whatever they, well, to some extent. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to read it, you know? And before I read that, let me just read a scripture real quick. It may not necessarily tie in with exactly the article, but it's a guideline to you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans out there that you need to turn to your power. Your power is Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, that's even the Father's name and His Son's name. And for guidance, knowing what you need to do and basically guiding you to the right path. Right? We can't say much about this because they are striking our channels. So be wise, be smart, be not, be prudent, and understand what you need to do and whatever for your safety. So let me just read this real quick. So this is Proverbs 3 and verse 5. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths." Right? So seek guidance, in all of this. Let me just read chapter 4 and verse 5. It says, "Get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not. Neither decline from the words of my mouth. Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee." So we're saying here, have wisdom. In everything you're doing, make wise decisions. Alright? And with that being said, I'm just going to read this. Alright, so it says, the Texas Tribune, it says, "Coronavirus in Texas." It says, "Texas no longer has a statewide mask mandate, but face coverings are still required in some businesses and public places." So it's not a statewide thing, but some businesses are still holding on to these movements. Now let's just read into the article. It says Texas, yes, Texas statewide mask mandate has ended as of March 10th. businesses are also now allowed to operate at full capacity as long as the hospitals in their region haven't been treating a large share of patients for COVID-19. Here's a look at what the loosened restriction means for Texas. Alright? We're not going to get into everything. It says, let's read this again, so they mention it again. It says, let me just start from here, where it says here. It says government, that's the first chapter, first chapter. It says government, Greg Abbott announced he was loosening those restrictions so businesses and families in Texas have the freedom to determine their own destinies. So if you're a business that believe that you want to follow the restrictions, you can do. If you don't want to follow it, basically they're saying that you have the choice not to do so. And there are other states that are doing the same thing. And I mean, what this means, it means that America is made up of states, right? And some of these states believe in their independence, even though they are part of the United States. They think that they have certain rights and certain things does not reach a full mandate unless they decide to join into it. Right? You can look up these states. Right? Not going into that. I'm just here to tell you that some states are not following these steps and protocols like before. They're giving you the freedom and rights to do that. You know what I mean? Let me continue. It says, health officials still emphasize the importance of wearing face masks to contain spread of the virus alongside hand washing and social distancing. Several Democratic leaders call the executive order dangerous, including President Joe Biden, who said it was a big mistake to end the mask mandate. In addition, 3 of Abbott's 4 coronavirus medical advisors say they were not directly consulted before he lifted the mandate. Abbott said that the state is in a completely different position than it was last year, with more access to testing, successful treatments, protective equipment, and vaccines. However, Texas is still descending from a harsh winter surge that killed thousands and overwhelmed intensive care units across the state. Abbott's decision to relax restriction was announced as Texas averaged over 200 reported deaths a day, and as Houston reported the presence of every COVID-19 variant. Let me read it again. Sorry about that. Right, it says here, Abbott's decision to relax restrictions was announced as Texas averaged over 200 reported deaths a day, and as Houston reported the presence of every COVID-19 variant, the Houston Chronicle reported. Alright, so there you have it. That's the update, and I'm just giving you what it is, not giving you my views on what you should do. But hopefully, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai preserve us and keep us from all evil and pestilence that are out there, whether how they were created or not. You know what I mean? And with that, I want to close off and say, Kal Allah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. That was again to the apostles and others of James from the stone, and to you I came out there. Shalom.